My name is Desmond O'Toole. I come from Dublin. I'm a member of the Irish Labour Party delegation to this Congress, and I'm a militant du PES. I'm also a trade union organiser for Teachers Trade Union in Ireland. I'm delighted to be here at the conference. This is an historic conference, which is why I wanted to be here. I've attended congresses in the past, and they've been important about building to this point, the point where for the first time European left select democratically a candidate for the presidency of the Commission, and it will produce a significant opportunity for us to showcase not only the policies that we have to restore confidence and trust in Europe, but more particularly to showcase an extraordinary man that we have for our candidate for Commission President. I definitely do. There was something that Martin said in his speech. It was a very intimate speech, a very personal speech, as well as being inspiring and very political, but there were those intimate moments in it. And in particular, he talked about the need for us to feel people's pain. I do that as a trade union official, talking with my members. We all do it as political activists. We speak to people when we meet them on the doorstep or when we meet them in the street. And to feel people's pain is a necessary precondition before people will trust you. And trust is, of course, a necessary precondition before people will lend their votes to you and entrust you with the power to make change happen in Europe. And when he talked about that, about feeling people's pain, that was something that spoke very personally to me. You know, I've been unemployed, I've had difficult times in my life, and when someone speaks so personally and so intimate about the human condition in that way, you feel that connection, that bond with him. I think he's a very special man. I think he's a very special European, and I think he will be an extraordinary president of the European Commission. Yes, I have great trust in his ability to change Europe. The Irish Labour Party is a junior member of the government. Our leader is the Taoiseach, which is the Deputy Prime Minister. But we also have the President of Ireland, is a socialist, Michael D. Higgins. So Irish Labour has a significant part to play in the government of Ireland at the moment. And the most significant effect that we've had is that we have managed to end our relationship with the Troika. We exited the Troika programme last year, and we've seen our policy focus on jobs, on building growth in the economy to secure not just jobs at any cost, but jobs that pay a living wage. We've seen that beginning to come true. And the unemployment rate in Ireland is reducing. More importantly, the numbers of people getting good jobs, good, well-paying jobs, is increasing very, very significantly. So there's a sense of the beginning of a sense of optimism. I don't want to overplay it. There are still difficult times. There are still cuts to public services which hurt vulnerable people and which hurt public servants. But you can see the beginning of a turn that's taking place. And we're relying on that when we go out on the doorsteps, because we're saying to people, you have taken the pain over the last 5 years, a pain brought on us by corruption and cronyism in Ireland and by reckless global capitalism. Having taken the pain, we're now about building a new Ireland within a new Europe that pays back that sacrifice in full. And that's the narrative that we're using, a narrative that is beginning to connect with people. As I said earlier on about the intimate nature of Martin's speech, about focusing on the pain happened and acknowledging that and responding personally as well as politically to that. Important because it speaks not only, see, being a European is not just another kind of nationalism. It's not like being Irish or French or German. It's not just another kind of nationalism. It's about something much more intellectual. It requires a sense of imagining a community of citizens which is beyond the borders of your nation state. And that's quite an extraordinary leap for people to make. In particular, to translate that intellectual, that cognitive leap into an election campaign. So people are saying in an election campaign, why talk about Europe? Surely we should just talk about the candidates, surely we should talk about our national issues. That's what we did 5 years ago when we lost the last European elections. But now, because of our experience of the Troika, because of our experience of the difficulties that brought in Ireland as a consequence of decisions made in Brussels and in Frankfurt, People are more sensitized to the notions of Europe and more open to discuss and to make that cognitive leap towards a European-wide campaign.